This is Dami Gunarici inside the Who-Bangin Sports Talk Lab, researching your betting angle of the day. Let's get started.
What up, though? Dom Richie in the building.
What's up there, DJ Big Boss? How are you, brother?
Another day, another dollar. Sometimes just a nickel. But
Sometimes
we're doing good today on the dollar.
Sometimes I gotta borrow the dollar, but I get the dollar one way or the other.
Yeah.
Welcome to Rambling and Gambling. It's the show that we're very good at rambling, and sometimes we hold our own gambling. So we'll see what happens. But it's a Friday. It's a day after a crazy hockey game. Before we get started with the horses, a little touch on the Ranger game last night and the Lightning. I did bet the over. I bet the Rangers team total over also. I bet over 5 for the game total. And unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. I thought I had a shot there in the third period. But I was hoping the Rangers tied that game up 2-2, and then we had a good shot. But it didn't work out that way. And there was a lot of frustration in Madison Square Garden, as a lot of you must have seen a video that popped up after the Ranger game. But DJ, you got that for us?
Oh, let me run it.
Yes.
You don't know what's up. Oh no!
There you go, man. A despicable showing in my hometown of New York. It's a kid from Staten Island, New York, and obviously frustration shouldn't get that much into it. Now, lots been said about this today. It's been a real big topic in New York. It's been a pretty big topic all along. It has like 3 million views on this kid got on this post. But from what I heard is the kid that, of course, they caught him with videos today. You ain't getting away with much. It's hard to be a criminal these days. But this kid, deservedly so, got arrested. And shout out to those Ranger fans that ran after him and that got the police and that tried to help this kid and got him help. So that's there's always one bad apple in the bunch. But I have a little backstory, DJ, about this. A guy called in today into one of the radio shows and on WFAN, big sports show, and he said that they were sitting right in front of the Lightning fan with that jersey on. He was with a friend of his who was a Ranger fan, and supposedly this kid came up just for the game. Spent a bunch of money to come to this game, and he was quiet the whole time. He wasn't jumping up and down and rubbing in each other's face. And that wasn't the deal with the kid. The kid was respectable. The kid acted like he's supposed to act. And even I made a little comment about, wearing a jersey at MSG. And just from past experience, I've seen at Ranger games, I've seen so many incidents with people wearing jerseys that it's just something, unfortunately, you really shouldn't do. Not that this kid knows. But usually it's a beer shower, Usually it's a Flyer fan. Usually it's a Flyer fan, and it's beer showers. But it happens all the time, and it is kind of ridiculous. But the quick end of the story is the kid went to the hospital, but he's okay. This guy's lucky that he didn't die. He could have cracked his head and died, right? The kid that they arrested, the cops arrested him, and the cop that arrested him said to him, "Hey Ace, by the way, I'm an Islander fan."
Wow.
So they said that this kid got charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and they threw a couple more in for good measure. Public nuisance. A couple more for good measure. So he's going to have himself, if not a big legal bill, he's going to have maybe, who knows, if he has a record, he might be sitting in Rikers Island for a while. So, deservedly so, though. But there you go. Little story about that incident last night.
Hey, I tell you, man, out here on the West Coast, man, been going on for a long time since the Raiders was at the Coliseum.
Yes.
And but I'll tell you the long term effects of that, and it happened in the incident with the Giants and the Dodgers. I think they play the game too. But is it today? I think they play today as well.
Yes, they do.
But,
San Francisco Dodgers, yes.
So it's always beef with the Giants when they play the Dodgers because there was a fan that, got jumped on by some guys at the thing, and he was left in pretty bad shape, man. Paralyzed a couple places for the rest of his life. So the people made a big deal about it. So now you can't tailgate or nothing. Like when you get to the stadium, you got to park and head to your seat because there's no lollygagging around or nothing like that. So,
right.
I kind of, I've been around for a while, so I kind of miss tailgating. Not even so much tailgate. Like you can't even, have a beer in the car before you get up to walk in. That's what at least you should do that.
Right.
Have a little beer in the car, get out, walk in.
Little puff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand. You can still do that over here.
Yeah, before you have to pay, $30 a beer,
Yes.
So,
right.
But if you do that now, police are tapping on your window. Come on, you got to get your tickets and get in the stadium.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's a regular thing, man. But, y'all need to calm down on all that, man. It's not like the old days where you paid $30-$40 for a seat. People are paying thousands of dollars to come sit there with their families and all that stuff. All that stuff got to stop. It just don't fit.
100%. Those tickets last night, a good seat last night at that Ranger game was $1,000. They said it's cheaper for someone from New York to fly round trip to Florida now and buy a ticket down there to go to the Lightning game. It's less than $1,000 than it is to go to the Ranger game up here. I could fly back and forth for $300-$400 and buy another ticket for $200-$300 down there. But that's not the case up here. But anyhow, yeah, it was a despicable thing, and just while we're on the subject, I've been this year for some reason I let hockey go a little bit. I had a real long layoff this year, and I just for some reason when I got back running, baseball started, and I started off on a hot streak. I said I'm going to just stick with baseball, and I let hockey go a little bit. I followed it, but I wasn't betting it. I was keeping tracking of my handicapping. Of course, not as much, but I wasn't. But I was still following my Rangers, and I did take them in the first round series. I let the whole second round series go, and this series I've been betting a few different games here and there. I thought the Rangers blew a big chance when they let the Lightning back in the door, after they were up those two games. So, and I really didn't like their chances. But maybe it's the fan in me, but for some reason, this game Sunday, I think it is, in Tampa, it's not a lock that Tampa Bay is going to win this game. I have a sneaky suspicion that this goes to Game 7. And that means up in Madison Square Garden, and I still think that the Rangers, I don't like the Rangers' chances of beating them 2 games in a row, but I do think that the Rangers are going to win Sunday. And I think that's going to be a game that opens up, and the same thing I thought about last night, I think it's going to happen Sunday. Only last night I didn't predict the Rangers were going to win. Sunday I'm going to make a prediction that the Rangers are going to win.
Yeah, these past couple years we've been in the rise of the underdogs, and being that the Lightning did what they did last year, it'll be more like normal for them to go ahead and beat them this time. Georgia beat Alabama. We've been waiting on that for a long time. Shout out to Dabby Cab and Danny Lopez in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all showing up.
What's happening,
but
guys?
I played my first bet on NHL last night live just because it wasn't much to do. My baseball bets had already did what they did, so I started to play a little live because I was watching it, and it was tied 1-1 going into the third period, and I decided to go ahead and take the Rangers plus 123. Because I'm thinking that it's the year of the underdog. Maybe they get them. It's tight enough. They held it this long. They got a shot. So it was funny because the Rangers actually they was staying in control of the puck, and they were then taking more shots than the Lightning. But the silliest little chance the Lightning got at a shot, they killed it right there. And empty netter made it even worse. And then it was funny when I was looking for a live spot, the the total winked at me. It was 3.5. It's the total. It was plus 390. I looked at it like, At first I said, naturally you would think in a hockey game somebody's gonna win by 1, but obviously the empty netters are always open.
That's always
that
the
always
case.
spikes the total a little bit.
Yeah.
And it sure did last night. So too
That's
bad I
always
missed
the
out.
case.
Shout out to Ron Crawford in there too, man. We got family in here today.
Big
y'all
Ron, how you
doing
doing,
tonight,
Ronnie?
man? Ask us a question in the chat, man. I don't care what it is. Shoot your best shot.
We'll have to get you on one of these nights, Ronnie. That's for sure. Talk a little handicapping. That'd be too. So I hear you about those Rangers, and I know Ron had Tampa as his pick last night. Jimmy and Goji really scripted the game to a T last night, and I was thinking about it as I was watching it, and they really did script the game perfect, and so at least they won their bets. But anyhow, that's hockey for you, and regardless, I mean, if the Rangers ever did pull this out for some odd reason, they'll have a rested Avalanche team to now have to play, so they are really behind the 8 ball. But that's it for the hockey. So
hey, I told you, Dom, that my car in the shop. I gotta go pick it up, or I ain't gonna be able to get it out till tomorrow. So I'm about to go hop off of here, man. I was hoping to stay a little longer, but I guess it's a gift and a curse that my car is ready. But I gotta leave the show for right now, man.
Yep, yeah, no problem. We go if Doc pops in the studio or pops up here, I can just let him in. Pops up. Can we pop in?
Yeah. Teece should be coming too. He had to log back in.
Yeah. I want to make sure I do pop those guys back in. That's all.
Yeah,
I got you, brother.
just click on them right there, man.
Yeah.
But
all right.
I love y'all, man. Y'all have a good show. If y'all still on when I come back, then I'll hop back on with y'all. But keep coming to join us every Friday, Rambling Gambling. I'm gonna leave it over to the host, Dom Ricci, and y'all have some fun, man. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, big DJ. Always got to take care of the car first. He had to some servicing done today, and all of a sudden he had to go. But that's what we do on this Friday night show. This is something we used to do a long time ago. We used to call it the lounge, and everybody would pop in and out. And I'll tell you, after a while, we had 100 or so people in, and we started. Half the time it wasn't even about sports. We would just be bugging out. So. We haven't done it in a couple of years, especially with the COVID and everything. Everything kind of went by the wayside. So we was trying it again, keep it going. So yeah, Ronnie, I believe you, man. I think Tampa hasn't figured out too, but I think it's still. I think the Rangers might have one more little shot, and obviously that would have to be on the next game Sunday. So we'll see what happens. But anyhow, tomorrow, Belmont Stakes, Belmont Park, New York. I live maybe 2 miles east of Belmont Park. It is a crazy day in our neighborhood. All the restaurants are, going crazy. People parking all over the turnpike where the track is, and off the parkway. It's called the Cross Island Parkway. It's just crazy those days. And tomorrow it's supposed to be a full capacity crowd, something they haven't had because of restrictions and stuff the last few years. The stadium in Belmont Park is where they built the Islanders' new stadium. I'm trying to think of it. I forgot the name of it. But that's where they built the Islanders stadium, and it's right in the parking lot basically of the track. There was so much room at Belmont Racetrack; it was amazing. When I was a kid, they would hold huge concerts there and things like that. So it's a big spot, a lot of area, and they built the stadium there. So unfortunately, they chopped off half of the back of the picnic area, and that's where we used to go and hang out, all the time, especially in my working days and get out of work 2-3 o'clock sometimes. Or if we had an early job, I was always in the moving business. I owned a couple trucks. And we would stop, 2-3 o'clock, go check out a couple of races, $2 to get in, the good old days. Now they chopped it up; it's a little bit different. But regardless, they're expecting a big crowd tomorrow, and we will see what happens in that race. It's supposed to be some bad weather, and of course that could always screw things up. But I'll tell you, that's how you get some prices sometimes. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, Ron. But getting back to that, I'm hearing what you're saying with the 7-game series, and but yeah, their legs are gone, and obviously they would have a real tough time. I don't think they would win that Game 7. Oddly enough, at Madison Square Garden, where everybody's thinking that they would, if they won that Game 6. But I just have a feeling they're gonna have one more little push that they, what they did all year long. And I think maybe Sunday they get a little lucky and pull out a game. I would think for them to pull out a game, it's going to have to be a little bit of a more high-scoring game, a 4-2, 4-3 game, like something like that. But we'll see. Anyhow, get back to the horses. I was trying to read Danny Lopez. I'm not sure what you were talking about. With the home away splits, anything can happen. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Maybe you were talking about something else. But back to the racetrack. Belmont supposed to be. I'm trying to find the weather report, but I know Sunday, by the way, is supposed to be a lot of rain. And look out for those baseball games around that Chicago Cubs Yankee game Sunday. Ronnie, it could be rained out there, Ronnie boy. So Dabby, keep your eye on my MLB buddies. Keep your eye on the weather Sunday. And speaking about Sunday, I will be on Pop Sports with Jose Bouquet and the Say Hey plays at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you're around, check us out. We're capping all the games. It's my first time on there. It'll be fun hanging out with Jose. So that's cool. But anyhow, Belmont Racetrack. The favorite. I'm not sure if he is the favorite, but the horse that won the Big Strike, that won the Kentucky Derby, the big 80-1 shot, is a 7-2 morning line horse, and they say he's been doing really great at Belmont, and he has on paper. He's one of the fastest runners on paper. So I really don't know if he could pull this off again. But his connections purposely kept him out of the Preakness. So obviously because this horse likes the longer layoffs, and he's done well with the longer layoffs. And another thing they did was. When they bought after they bypassed the Preakness, they did bring him to Belmont pretty quick, and he's been here for a while. He's been doing well, been working out well, and it's a 7-2 morning line favorite. I don't know where he's going to go off in the race. Of course, it's a very big public race. A lot of people bet in this race. They usually don't bet the races. So the way I look at it is. There's our boy Teece in the background. Let me get him in a minute. The way I look at it, I look at other horses besides Rich Strike to win this. Hey Teece, how you doing? Welcome in, buddy. How are you, man?
I'm good.
I was just talking a little bit about the Belmont racetrack tomorrow. The weather's going to be wet, and maybe we could grab an upset or something tomorrow. So that's what I was. Talking about. I just was mentioning that the horse that won the Derby, they kept him out of the Preakness because he likes the long layoffs. So, but he's like a 7-2 morning line. Another favorite 2-1 morning line, We the People. That horse won the Peter Pan, which they usually say is the prep to the Belmont, and he won that race big by 9-10 lengths, and that was a wet track. So if there's a wet track tomorrow, that We the People could be in there somewhere. But I mean, you hope he wouldn't be at 2-1 if you want to try to get a price. There's one horse I do like it's starting to be a popular pick. But there's one long shot that has a good shot, and that's Barbara Road. It's a horse that's done well. Gutierrez rode him and done well with him, but they're switching Gutierrez off. And they're giving the ride to Joel Rosario, who's a Belmont boy. He's won the Belmont. He's had a lot of success at Belmont. He knows that track. So they're putting him on this horse, and Also, they took the blinkers off, so this could be a something to keep our eye out on. DJ, ask the Uber driver if he has any picks for the Belmont. If he knows anything about or if he has a baseball pick. DJ's in the Uber. Go to Teece. He had to go pick up his car. His car was getting serviced today, and all of a sudden they called in the middle of the show. So, I knew that was going to happen. But yeah, so like I said, how we do in the lounge is just a free for all, and whatever happens, happens. But so we'll see if we can get an Uber pick. That could be a new segment on our show, the Uber pick of the night. But there you go. There's a little bit of my Belmont. If our friend Big Ragoo comes in, we'll get his thoughts on the Belmont. He's a very good horse handicapper. I've learned a lot from him handicapping horses, and that's definitely not my best. And it's something I've gotten away from a little bit over time. But there you go. If he comes in, we'll touch on some. He'll be able to give us some little insights to look at. So Teece, how are you, baby? What WNBA plays you put in tonight?
Oh man, I had the Indiana Fever first half money line that cashed. I had the first half in that game over 78.5 that cashed. I had the Sky first quarter money line plus 130 that cashed, and I have the Mystics first quarter that's on its way to cashing, and I have the full game under in the Wings in the Storm under 158.5. So
that's what that was, 158.5.
Yeah, and it went down to 153.5.
Oh, wow.
I told Big Boss he should still take it though.
Oh yeah, I got you. It's still that you still think they're gonna cover that number. So you've been touching on some first quarter numbers now as the games have gone on a little bit. So there's some. You'll find some teams that are fast out of the gate then, huh?
Yeah, well, the Chicago Sky have been hitting for me. They didn't cover last Tuesday. They played the Mystics, so but I'm not going to back off them just because they lost one. I'm going to,
right.
until they lose two in a row, I'm still with them.
I got you. That's because that's an interesting bet then with the first quarters. That's why I mentioned that, and I haven't seen too many of them, and so wow, man, the Phillies are up 6-0 already.
Yeah, I usually do money lines with those because the line's only 1 or 1.5, and it's like if they're going to win the first quarter, it's not going to be a 1-point game. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I understand.
Instead of paying 110, I'd rather get the plus 130.
Yeah. 100%. So overall, then you've been doing well then in the WNBA. I see.
Yeah,
so far, you had a good start to the season.
Yeah, my WNBA so far, I tallied up my record this week: 74-36 overall, plus 48.4 units.
That's great. Yep, that's good.
And it's been we're 4 weeks into the season, so if I can get every month like that, I'll be a happy camper till September.
Yeah, obviously. Who wouldn't be, right? Who wouldn't be? That's how I opened up baseball. I got it up to about 45 units, and now it's been hovering around 20 since then.
Yeah, well, I expect to be this way every month. With the WNBA, it's not like baseball where you've got so many games that it just you fall into.
It's a whole different animal. Yeah, 100%. Sometimes you only got 2 or 3 games you got to cap too. It's not, it's. Not that I cap every game. Those days are over. I don't cap every game, but definitely, it's definitely a different animal. But still got to put the work in. It's still, it's still the work. You can still come up. Listen, even though there's not that many teams to cap, and like you say, you're up 40 something units, you can easily go down those units too. Just even though, right? Just because there's only a few teams sometimes to cap doesn't mean. Makes it any easier, that's for sure. Yeah. So I was trying to find some. I had some things actually for the WNBA. There's that many games on tonight, huh?
Yeah, there's 5 games. 5 games on tonight.
Is Ronnie on any WNBA games?
Ronnie
Crawford's in the chat.
Yeah, Ron was on the Mercury, and I'm on the Mercury as well. He had the links on a spreadsheet, but I kind of talked him off it because Sylvia Fowles is one of the heart and soul of that links team. She tore cartilage in New York on Tuesday, but I honestly still like the links to cover the spread. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I didn't play that full game. I only took the Mystics first half and first quarter. So
Okay.
but
It
I
was an
wouldn't be
8-point
surprised if
game.
they covered the
Is
spread.
that correct? It was an 8-point spread.
7.5, 8.5, yeah, around there.
Yeah. I see. What I'm looking at now, it was 8. The Mystics are up 20 to 17, 13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
34 seconds, and I can cash another ticket. So I'll be happy to start off 4-0 in the WNBA tonight.
Yep. Yeah. Always. Yeah. Always. And what's going on tomorrow with the WNBA? Oh, only one game.
Yeah, one game tomorrow. The Aces and the Sparks, and I don't know if I'm going to touch that game, to be honest with you. Normally, I'd be on the Aces first half and full game, but the Sparks fired Derek Fisher the other day, and the Sparks have a talented team. He just hasn't been able to get anything out of them. So I'm curious. I think that's just a watch and see game.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, here we go. So the Aces this year, so far, against the spread, they're the best team against the spread in the WNBA so far. They're 8-4-0. And then the Mystics are 8-5. Dallas is 7-4. Atlanta 7-5. Connecticut 7-6. Blah blah blah. But they're the best. And the biggest. What's the biggest disparity? Okay, with the under and overs, look at this. What team do you think has the most unders so far, Teece?
The most unders, I would have to say the Seattle Storm.
Yeah, no, actually, the Storm the Storm has 5 overs, 6 unders. The Mystics got 3 overs, 10 unders. Wow.
Yeah, how about the Dream? The Dreamers up there.
What is that? You got to tell me the cities.
Atlanta.
I always got to look at the little thing every time you tell. Atlanta is 4 overs, 8 unders, 74 points per game, 74.17 points per game. Yeah.
When I said the Storm, I'm going just on the recent games. But yeah, over the course of the season, definitely the Mystics, and then the Dream. The Dream played Indiana the first couple games, and Indiana's a fast team. They probably have the most overs. If I was to guess who has the most overs, I'd say Indiana, and or Vegas. But Indiana's an over team, and
it said Vegas. Yeah, I think I said that already. Yeah, Vegas was the number 1. It was Vegas at 8-4. Vegas, Mystics, Dallas is number 3. Atlanta is number 4, and Connecticut is number 5.
So Indiana.
But they're both pretty much even with their under and overs. The top team is Vegas at 8-4.
So yeah. Indiana's not even up there in the totals, huh?
No, let me look and see what they are.
Probably because they don't hit their numbers, like.
No, Indiana is they're about 50%. They're 7 overs, 6 unders, and 1 push. Now, of course, when we're talking about these numbers and stuff and talking, it's subjective because you might have gotten the game at a different half a point, 2 points different.
Yeah.
So, but the story tells you the same,
Yeah.
Basically, that's how I kind of look at it, But they got some pretty good stats coming up now. The WNBA, top rebounding teams and all that kind of stuff. So
right.
That's kind of cool. It's always good to know that stuff. And what teams are you looking forward to? That you're looking at that other couple teams to take it to the end this year.
I think the Aces win it all. They have the most talent. They have 3 players that consistently score 20 points in a game. So when you can get 60 points out of 3 players, and in a league where 80, in a league where your average total is 150 to 160, that's pretty damn good,
Right.
So yeah, I would say Connecticut's just been a beast. I mean, they played the toughest schedule as far as how many games and how many days they played, and they just continue to baffle me. I've been trying to fade them the last few games because they played so many games, but they keep going down and then coming back and winning the game. I mean, they're just shocking the hell out of me.
So, speaking of shocking the hell out of you, what about your Philadelphia Phillies?
Yeah, how about that, man?
How about that? They're up 6-0 already.
Yeah,
tonight.
I had Reese Hoskins to hit a home run. He smacked on his first at bat.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So, with as far as they go, it's funny because I called them after last Sunday night after they beat the Angels, swept the Angels, and everybody was all like, you know how Philly radio is. They're all the Phillies, and I called them up. I said, you all need to get a life and look. It's still the same team, the same shitty defense. You know, they got a little spark from Girardi being fired.
I agree with you.
Out quick.
It doesn't. Well, you know what? It doesn't. It doesn't help the bullpen, and it doesn't help their defense. So
yeah, exactly.
We'll see what happens. But the bats came alive, and I'll tell you, I have taken their team total over the last couple of nights, and I've been getting smacked around a little bit the last couple of nights. But that's been one of the few good points last 2 nights. But yeah, the old shot in the arm. I did have the Angels last night. They finally won a game, so that was nice to see. You know.
Yeah. You know, it's funny
the Angels
because
finally won that game. Now, go ahead.
I was at the casino last night putting these plays in for the WNBA, the totals today, and it was late, so it was 7th inning of the Angels game. And the line was at 2.5, and Boston was up to bat, and they were up by three. The Angels were up by 3, they were up by 3. The line was 2.5, and they were plus 220. I was like, 2.5 plus 220, give me that, man. So I ended up cashing $220 on the Angels minus 2.5 last night when they were up by 3 in the 7th inning. Go figure.
Well, that was good. So I thought. Those live bets are tricky, man. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they last night, that's what bailed me out last night, was hitting 2 live plays. Actually, one of them was the Diamondbacks in the 8th inning. And, I had 2 live plays that bailed me out because I had a couple losses last night. Tonight, speaking about the Angels, Mets play the Angels tonight. Mets have been, they were off of 2 losses. They've only lost twice after 1 loss, and they have never lost yet this season after 2 losses. So they have 2 days rest. Tyler McGill is back on the bump after his bicep soreness or whatever they were calling it. So I'm hoping the Mets get back on the track because the Atlanta Braves are surging, and now the same World Series hangover that I predicted with the Braves and how I was going against the Braves early in the season and cashing is the same way I'm thinking. Now I knew they were going to turn it around. It was going to take some time, and a little bit different feeling in that clubhouse. And the Atlanta Braves are surging a little bit. I'm not worried about them. I still think the Mets are the best team, but the Mets would do, like I said last week, they are due for a little controversy and a little little slump here. Listen, you can't keep on keep on playing like that really throughout the year. Something's going to happen. So, but anyhow, Tyler McGill is on the bump tonight, and I'm expecting a good game from him. With everybody in New York and with like you mentioned, the sports radio, what they were going crazy about was the Angels. The Syndergaard was supposed to start tonight against McGill, and maybe he wasn't supposed to start tonight, but he was supposed to play in this series, and they took him out. They pulled him, so he's not going to be pitching against the Mets. So we're all saying that that he's scared, that he has no heart, no balls, but Noah Syndergaard, the big Thor, isn't going to pitch against the Mets this series. So yeah, I thought that was kind of strange. What were you going to say, Teece?
Well, I was going to.
You were going to say something about the Angels?
Yeah, I was going to go fall on a sword because Bo Bichette and George Springer hit a home run today, and I opted to take Vladdy instead of those 2. I'm so mad at myself. But anyway, The Phillies, man. Yeah, we need to make up some games on you guys. So hopefully you all kind of stay in the slump for a little bit for us. We have a lot of games.
Yeah, we haven't really hit the slump yet, but I mean, we expected. Listen, we were hoping for a split in with the Dodgers, and that's what we got. And but unfortunately, we lost a series against the Padres, who are a good team. No shame in that. And we'll see what happens now against the Angels. We should beat that series. I mean, I'm expecting the Angels to start getting back into the groove. The Angels are not a bad team. You know, whatever they went through, they went through. I don't expect the Angels to be that kind of team throughout the year. I expect them to start doing a little bit better and a little bit better, especially after firing their manager. So we'll see what happens with that. You know.
Sal Perez, baby.
What's up, Teece?
Sal Perez. I got it. Sal Perez. I had Sal Perez at home run tonight. He smacked one. So now I just need. I
don't play home run props. I don't play home run props. I'll play a strikeout props here and there. And I only play them if it's 4.5 or 5.5 strikeouts. I won't play more than that. And only if it's at a certain price. I'm not gonna lay more than 120, 125 on a K prop. So that's just the way I play. But I'm not a home run prop guy. I'm not a prop guy. So everybody has their niche. But I don't like playing them. You like playing the first innings. I don't like playing that either.
Yeah, we're at the point in the season where I got a good sample size to look at these, and I'll play them, man. And I'll tell you what, and nothing to, I'm not bragging or whatever, but when I play them, I fucking hit them, man. Like last night, I had Cedric Mullins from the Orioles. Damn if he didn't come damn close to hitting one at plus 750, and he ended up getting a double off the wall. I was friggin' hot. But I just need Vladdy, man. I'm so mad at myself because my first op was Bo Bichette, and I let the guy at the sportsbook talk me off him. Otherwise I would have swept my home run props today. I got them all parlayed too, so I got them all parlayed for $50 to win $2,000, bro. Plus I have them straight for 50 each. So
yep.
I'm making money tonight already.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Gotta hold on to it when you get it. So, do you have any other baseball bets?
I took Kyle Gibson under in the strikeouts.
Yeah, I think that was what was it, 5.5, 4.5?
Yeah, it's 4.5 every time. He gets like 3. So I took him, and I took the under, and that hopefully and it just hit. I took the under 4 in Oakland and Guardians, and I got that at plus money. I got that at plus 108 too.
Yeah, I think I'm looking now. I believe I got that. I got that one also. What's the score in that game? I was just going to my bets. 2-0
at the end of the 5th, and I took that.
Who's winning?
The Oakland. I took that for 2 units, so I'm happy as hell.
Yeah.
I'm having a really good night, man. Undefeated, knock on wood, undefeated so far in the WNBA, 4-0 in the WNBA. I've got 2 out of 3 home run props hit, and if Vladdy hits, I'll hit the parlay and sweep the board on the home run props. And on the WNBA, the the total for the Liberty and the Fever, which I gave out on Jimmy's show, over 160.5. They're at 157 now with 5 minutes left in the game. So we got 4 points for that to cover, and I'll be 5-0 in the WNBA tonight. So my record in WNBA is looking really good tonight. I'm about to push. I'm hoping to push it over 80 tonight. I'm at 79 now. So
I got you. That's what's up, man. Yep.
Yeah.
I got the
I need a night like this.
Yep. Oh, listen. If you needed a night like that, then everybody always needs a night like that, right? Obviously, you can't keep that up.
Well, I shit the bed yesterday in WNBA. I went 0-3 actually, and then 0-2 in live bets, or 1-2 in live bets.
Yesterday was yesterday I took a couple of losses. The day before that was a tough day in baseball, and I know we were in Jimmy's chat and stuff, and everybody seemed to take a beating on. This is Friday night, Thursday night, on Wednesday night, man. It seems like everybody took a beating in baseball because we were all saying about the same thing, and You know. So tonight I got the Mariners minus 103. I got the Mets minus 127, and I have over 8.5 minus 106. And I got one more game. No, the Guardian, and I had the Guardians under in the first 5, so I hit that too. So good. All right, cool. So I like when we're going on like that. All right, here's Big Ragoo. Let me let Big Ragoo in for a little bit.
What's up, guys? Let me adjust my camera.
Hey, what's happening, Doc? How are you?
All right.
You weren't there long, were you?
What's that? No, I just popped in.
Okay. No. Sometimes I don't see it, I think, and I'm like, wait.
I love the pop in. I love the pop in.
Yeah, man.
The old Seinfeld episode. The pop in. It's great.
Popping in, man. So how's your night?
DJ?
My night so far has been really iffy, man. I lost the Phillies under already. That's gone.
I'm making money, Doc. I'm making big money today.
Yeah, I heard. Congrats, you're having a hell of a night in the WNBA. Sweep the board.
And in home run props, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, I need one more. I need Vladdy to hit one to sweep the board in the home run props. And I had 3 parlays. So I had Reese Hawkins, Salvador Perez, and Vladdy. And Reese hit one. Salvador hit one. So if Vladdy hits one, I've got them all parlayed, $50 to win 2K, and then I've got them all straight for 50. So
wow, fucking nice, man. Let's go, Vladdy.
Yeah, and Kyle Gibson under 4.5 strikeouts. Let's do it.
Gibson, yeah.
Got it for Vladdy. Yeah, I'll tell you, I was looking at that under the Phillies game. I didn't think that the Phillies were gonna crack them so
I was
quick.
afraid to go against the
But they
Philly
did,
bats
man.
because there's only some good bats right now, man.
Yeah,
They are.
I know.
I know.
The look on the D-backs pitcher. Everybody liked them, and I was like, you know what? We hold it down. So much for that part, right?
And you can never go wrong taking Kyle Gibson under K's. The dude is money. Whenever under K's, he's always 4.5. He never gets more than 3. Not going to
Yeah. Well, if you make a mental note of that, for sure.
So, Doc, there might be some bad weather here tomorrow for the Belmont Stakes.
They got some bad weather coming in.
Yeah, Sunday, by the way, is going to be a lot of rain up in the East Coast. I'm not sure what games are going to be affected, but I bet the Cubs Yankee game is going to be affected Sunday. But they're saying yes, there could be a wet. The rain could start tomorrow. I was looking for a weather report actually, but be that as it may.
We talked about it the day before, and he was thinking that we didn't get the rain, but that changes. You know how that changes.
That changes day to day. Yeah, I mean, even if it's not. So there are some. There's some good. There's a couple. There's one long shot that I've been starting to kick around in my head. Barbara Road.
Yeah.
Rosario's good. Yeah, they put Rosario on him for the first time. They took the blinkers off. You know, Rosario loves Belmont. So I'm always like those horses. You know, those kind of jockeys, like a horse for course, but a jockey for course type of thing.
Yeah.
But that was.
I told Jimmy I like a horse, a local horse, but I mean when you get these Triple Crown races, especially, with these new horses coming in, and it's been a lot different these past couple years, especially, but this race in particular too, with the Derby guy, with Strike Rich,
Rich Strike.
Not running in the Preakness and then holding out for because they knew no way in the world he was going to win that race. But then you have the 2 horses that come out of the Preakness, which I can't blame Cox for not running his horse here, because he come up empty in both races in the Preakness on the Belmont. That's tough. That's a grind, man, to run 5 races, 3 races in 5 weeks.
Yeah, without that.
I like the Philly. I told Jimmy the other day I like the Philly. I think the connections there with that horse. You got Fletcher, who won with Rags to Riches a few years back at Belmont. He's got an AP Indy on the dam side, which AP Indy was a sire for Rags to Riches. With the rich bloodlines there. But now you get a lot of that on the dam side, and this horse with Curlin on top. So That horse is bred to run. And I heard they were talking about him in New York, or talking about her in New York. You know, they're saying she's already worth like $5 million, and she's very lightly raced going into this race too. So we'll see. I mean, Fletcher, if anybody could have a horse up, you know, remember Nick Zito back in the day?
Right.
He always had the bombers at Belmont, you know, for the big race.
Right. Yep.
But, not saying Fletcher filled that role for him, but you know, Fletcher's the guy in New York.
Yeah, no, I hear you. They were saying that Rich Strike, they left him out because you know, he does well in between races, in long layoffs, but I bet it's more the reason, like what you're saying, like they knew they weren't going to win that race. So
yeah, I mean, if the horse is not, I mean, the horse snuck into the Derby basically, right? So you got to look at that. And normally it's an automatic bid. If you win the Derby, you're going to the Preakness, and you usually have maybe 3-4 horses follow you, you know, that come out of the race pretty good, try to step up and win the Preakness. But with the new shooters, you know, that angle now, you know, there's a lot of guys that are wise to that.
right.
And you know, they're picking their spots now. So it's all about, you know, the purse money, and if they don't have the shot to win the Triple Crown, once they lose that first race, they're like, you know what, you know, maybe we're going to pick one of the two races, whichever one fits that. You know, everything comes out of the horse. If everything comes out for the horse fine, then they'll pick one of the two next races to run. And then usually, don't forget now, horses usually run on a, you know, like a 30-day cycle. So that kind of puts the Belmont and the Derby back to back on that note.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. See, now I'm reading just 9%, 8-9% chance of precipitation, maybe a storm coming through. So I don't think there's going to be an issue at all. I was reading about the horse that won. So Rich Strike is 7-2 morning line. They got him at 7-2 after being 80-1. That's amazing, right? And but they're talking up this horse, but it's another favorite, 2-1. We the People. They won the Peter Pan by 10 lengths or something, and that was a wet track that day. Yeah.
Right.
So is that? That's. I was reading that the. Well, you know, I knew from the past that the Peter Pan is really like a prep for the Belmont, right?
Yeah. That's where they usually pull the. You know, the local horses usually come out for that race.
Right.
You know, to try to get a shot at the Derby, see how they come out of that race. I mean, not the Derby, the Belmont.
It should be an interesting race, man, tomorrow. It should be, you know, I was hoping, of course, for maybe a little weather so we could maybe get a little price in there, but we'll throw a couple different, throw a couple different combinations in. So what are you guys doing? I know Jimmy's probably gearing up for the full day extravaganza.
Yeah, 11 o'clock, I think, is when he's popping on tomorrow.
Right.
I was going to try to score tickets to the hockey game, but I don't know if that's going to work out at this moment in time, because the guys I was rolling with, they're talking about going back to the Cup if they make it, so they want to kind of wait.
Oh, I got you.
If they get opportunity, like the Rangers win, if the Rangers win, they'll go back to the Garden, right? So
yeah,
he says no sense in. He says we've been back to back, but neither one of us went to the game, any of the games. I went back when they were back to back, when they played the Sabres that second time out.
Okay.
Many years ago. That's the last time I've been to a Stanley Cup game, but I've been to a lot of the playoff games at what it used to be the St. Pete Times, now it's Amalie.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a little venue. I've been to the Ranger games. Rangers played them quite a few times over the years.
Yeah. Yep. That was some
Rangers, a lot of them guys came from the Rangers that played with the Lightning.
Yep. Yes. You were talking about it at the beginning of the show. Did you see that, DJ? We played the video again when we started the show. Did you see the video of the sucker punch?
No. Which one is it?
Oh, it was on my Twitter. I thought I sent it to you this morning. I probably didn't say about the Lightning fan getting decked.
Oh no shit! We're in
yeah, it's all over the internet. If you go on my Twitter, it's posted. We played it on this show at the beginning. So we're gonna get off in a few minutes. You can go back and see it that way. But a Lightning fan walking out of the game with, you know, we don't know if he was saying anything or whatever, but a Ranger fan turned around and clocked him, knocked him out cold right there.
Well,
it was brutal.
Maybe the Ranger fan felt sorry for him, but bought him a Billy Joel ticket tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. Well, they were saying that Dolan's going to give this kid a bunch of tickets and stuff. So what the story was? It was a big story here today. What the story was the kid during the game, a lot of people that were sitting around him said he was very respectful. He had a Lightning jersey on, but he was very respectful. He was very, cool. He wasn't being a loudmouth or nothing. So, not that he would deserve that would happen to him anyhow. But when you see the video, you're going to be like, what a punk. The guy turned around, took a step, and just like that. The guy was 2 feet behind him. It's brutal. And, of course, the guy got arrested. A lot of fans ran after the guy. They grabbed the cops and stuff. So what the end of the story, this kid went to the hospital. They arrested the kid, gave him 2 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and a couple other little charges like public nuisance, whatever. They like to throw in a couple extra just for good measure. And he deserves every one of them. But they said the cop that put the cuffs on him, when they put the cuffs on him, said to him, "Hey Ace, I'm an Islander fan, by the way." So this kid obviously has a nice big legal bill coming up.
Oh yeah, I mean, just you get caught up in a moment, something like that. It's
no, bro. When you see this, it is just beyond. It is just despicable how he just turned and clocked this kid. Yeah, if you go by Twitter, I posted it this morning. It was crazy. So I have a sneaky suspicion, and I haven't been talking up the Rangers whatsoever. And I thought I was going to hit that over last night, over 5 in that second period. I'm like, if the Rangers could, because I took the Ranger team total 2.5 also. I said if they could tie this game up, I can hit both of these bets. But it didn't work out. But I have a sneaky suspicion that this game goes to. I don't know why. And it's the first time I've thought this in a while. But I have a sneaky suspicion that they win on Sunday. The game goes back to the Garden where everybody thinks then they're going to win and they're going to lose. So that's my prediction.
It's going to be fun either way.
But it's going to be fun either way. It's going to be a good game Sunday.
What level play is going to be? You think they're going to? It's going to be. I know everybody's talking about the unders, and a lot of guys we know they're staying off the under here, but I think they're going to be playing tight. I know Tampa's going to be playing tight. For sure, they're not going to play a loose game. The Rangers might leave it all out there because they're down again.
Well,
so
the way I look at it is that the kind of what you're saying. But the Lightning really have to see the Rangers dictate it. I mean, if the Rangers come out, firing and go up 2-0, then the Lightning can't be. But the Lightning go 1 or 2-0, forget about it. Forget it.
Yeah.
The Rangers can't play from behind.
Yeah, the Rangers can't afford to let them score early.
They're not playing 5-on-5 well. Of course, their power play is good, but they haven't been playing 5-on-5 well. I mean, of course, everybody's talking about it, but their legs got to be getting tired. And if for some reason they would pull out this miracle at this point, then they got a rested Avalanche team, and that's good.
They looked really good that first period the other night.
Yeah, they did.
They look excellent. I said, well, they figured it out. In the Tampa was whatever their game plan was going in. Who knows?
Right.
But I figured they'd kind of go back to what was working for them. But then they kind of, and the Rangers had a lot to do with that too. So.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I didn't watch the last period, unfortunately. I watched some of the replays and stuff.
I gotcha. Yeah, it was. Last night. I watched that whole game. It was crazy. Yeah, for sure. So tonight I got Tyler McGill coming back after a long layoff. He'll be against the Angels. So I'm looking for a little Met bounce back. The Mets haven't lost yet after losing 2 games in a row. Which that's only happened twice anyhow. That they lost 2 or 3 times. They lost 2 games in a row, and. I like their chances tonight. I took a shot with the Mets and I took a shot with the over 8.5. And I got the Mariners. The Mariners are a team I think they're going to start doing well. And I do think the Angels are going to be doing a lot better too. I don't think the Angels are as bad as they showed, by the way.
They'll come back. Back.
Yeah. I mean, the Braves are starting to get a little hot, so the Mets can't afford to have too big of a slump, that's for sure. And the Yankees keep rolling.
Yeah, Cleveland's bats. They're sleeping tonight, huh? I got them at -1.5. Fridays MLB, man, it's been weird. I haven't done really well on Fridays on MLB for some reason.
It's weird how one day gets you like that. It's strange.
Friday, man. And I'm in this contest and it's fucking burying me. I've hit a couple. Last week I finally was in the black after a week. That was because I hit a couple run line parlays. I was just trying to throw something out there and stuff, But
right.
Usually just been
No.
I mean, when you go 9-1, you do to kind of have a day. The next day you're not going to be as good, obviously.
Right.
I got to get on the board with something. I got Judge one of my plays was Judge 1.5 bases, so he got a base hit his first time up, and then he came up in the I think the third inning. What was it? The fourth inning, and he didn't get on. So and the bases they count everything, they count walks, all that shit.
Yeah, without doubt.
Like on base. That's part of my contest plays, but I got the Cleveland team at -1.5. They're losing 2-0. I already lost the under in the Arizona game, and the only other baseball I got left. I got the K prop on Pablo Lopez.
Oh, okay.
He's got one strikeout in 2 innings so far.
I was liking that. That's a good one. I was looking at that one. I was looking at Ashby
And then I got the
also
Lightning
tonight.
tomorrow. I had to throw the Lightning in. That's the
I got you.
contest.
Right. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, are you going to be on tomorrow? Are you going to be on with Jimmy? What was that?
Yeah, I'm going to go on with him. Yeah.
All right, cool. That's good, man. We'll have to. I'll be jumping on part of the day. On Sunday, I'll be with Jose on Say Hey Plays. So that should be good. I haven't done that yet with him.
What time does that come on Sundays? Like around 11?
11:30, I believe. 11:30 to 12:30. Yeah, I'll make sure I'll tweet it out. But that's the first time I'm with him. That should be fun. Last time I was on with him, we were doing that Jimmy thing, that tribute thing.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
last
on
time I
right
talked
after
to him.
that. I'm on right after that, so don't take too much time. Ski and I.
You're on after what? A lot of Teece. There's a friggin'.
He's a new celebrity. He's the old guy that they just kind of retreaded and threw him out there, and he's a fucking superstar.
All of a sudden, right? Listen, there's a lot of games Sunday, man. There's a lot of games Sunday. There's like 15. Everybody's playing Sunday, but I'm hoping for a few. I don't want to cap all those games either, man. I'm hoping a few rainouts.
Yeah, you've been doing this shit long enough. You can cap it in your sleep. Come on.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I got
funny,
you.
Like when I go on, I'm so old school, man. Not that I keep notes on everything, but like if I don't have something in front of me, I'm like, not that I lose my train of thought, because you do sometimes you can't help it. You think about something else and you try to go back to something, and you say, what the hell was I just thinking about? But
Yeah.
anyways, for the most part, I just like keeping notes on everything. So not
Me
that
too.
I got to read a script or nothing, but it's just easy to kind of.
No, me too, bro. I got stuff all over. Look, I got stuff written everywhere. Like before, I was listening to somebody writing it down about the Belmont. I'm big on notes. I'm
Notes are good.
I've been trying to get this WNBA show on for like 2 years, man.
Yeah.
It's finally people are starting to bet it.
Let me ask you this: who did you sell it to, and how did it come to fruition?
I sold it originally to Slaughter, but then he never followed back with me. Like he wanted to get it on like right away, and I told him no, I need 2 weeks. And then I didn't hear from him, so I went to Jimmy, and then Jimmy sold it.
Yeah, Jimmy's good at that.
Which I'm surprised, because every time I mentioned WNBA to Jimmy, he kind of like went, eh.
Yeah, but now the thing is now the NBA is coming to an end, and that's kind of folded in, and
more and more people are talking about it. Yeah, and it's popping up in more conversation. So so that's good.
I mean, I caught a lot of followers like recently when WNBA season started. I got like a couple hundred new followers. I was like, wow.
Right.
Just keep putting your tweets out there. Just do what you do.
Yep. Yeah, that's good, man.
Especially if you show the the winners what you do, you're good at. They know. Listen, we're all realists. We know you're not going to friggin' hit every parlay and every every play that you put out there, because just as well as you can go 10-0, you can go 0-10.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how
as well as I know. Yeah.
And you know how how Twitter could be. Twitter, it's like what you do for me lately. So you can't, you gotta take some of the comments and some of the crap with a grain of salt.
Even though I'm retread, I still know that.
A lot of mileage on them tires, baby.
Oh man, so it's been a good discussion. It's already 9:00. I know I know our boy Razor Sharp is doing from 8 to midnight. He's doing horses tonight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was telling him I'm gonna probably pop in there and say hello.
There you go.
But yeah, he does that thing on Friday. So those guys will all be fired up and ready to go, man.
Oh, yeah,
so you're gonna have to try to tame the corral tomorrow a little bit, Doc.
Yeah. It depends on what kind of shape they'll be in tonight. After tonight, getting ready for it. Tell them to take it easy tonight with them.
I know, man. Oh God.
They go hard, man. They go hard. Hard to run
So-
with those guys sometimes.
Yeah, drinking, man.
That's funny, man. Yeah, no, I can't do that. Those days are over.
They do a lot of cashing on that show.
Yep. They know they love their horses. They know their stuff. So you guys are good with your horses, man. So it was funny. DJ was on the show and he had to leave to go service his car. He had to go pick up his car. It was getting serviced. So he typed in. He was in the Uber listening to the show. It's like, so I told him. I told him get a pick from the Uber driver, but he didn't get one for us.
I wish I could learn how to do the horses, man. I just cannot figure them out to save my life.
You know what? The real game with the horses to me is to be a real success at it. Doc will tell you, you gotta live and breathe it, right, Doc?
Yeah, you gotta
be there.
If you want to learn how to study the program, you always got to focus on. There's a couple little things you can do. I mean, with these exotic bets, like that'd be like the equivalent of a parlay, a trifecta. I don't have to tell you that, but you just focus on the win. But I focus on winners. Just focus on one horse, pick a horse you like, and then, for every furlong they run, it's like 12 seconds in training. On average, you look at works, you look at look at the trainer angles. That's why I look at trainer angles. I look at works. I look at bloodlines are big for me. And then what type of horse. The mother, the father, and the mother. What kind of are they? Distance? Are they specialists? Are they turf? It's a bunch of things, but you can narrow it down just a couple until you kind of see what you're comfortable with. And you don't have to bet them all. You don't have to bet because the thing is, I used to bet all the races. Okay. So when I bet the races, I'm like, on a 12 race card, you're betting every race, and you can't do that because you'll go broke. Number one, okay? You're not. If the favorite only wins 30% of the time in horse racing, and he goes off at average prices, let's say, just for argument's sake, let's say even money or 2 to 1. 2 to 1 is probably a decent odds. So you figure that's a $6 on $2 you're going to get back, right? So if you win 3 out of, let's say, 10 races, you'll probably break even for the day.
Right.
So if you hit a horse that hits at 6 to 1, or 6 to 1, 8 to 1, and you win twice, you're pretty much in the black for a good portion of the day. Or maybe you need one race like that to become a winner for the day. So like my dad, I used to tell him all the time, he bet all the favorites. He bet like every track, all the favorites. And I said, you're never going to win that way because, mathematically you can't win. You can't beat it. So you got to pick the races. And how you pick the races is they have the claiming races, which is, horses that they put up, they try to get rid of,
Sell.
They want to sell the horses. So they put them in a claiming race. Hopefully they get bought away. And those are usually horses that are not really that good because, they tested them, they trained them, and they're like, you know what, we want to sell the horse. We're going to put them up for claim. And then they'll drop them down. So if they're running the purses, let's say they start at a real cheap race, let's say a $10,000 race. So they try to put the horse up for claim for $10,000. If someone claims the horse before the race, then the horse gets claimed away, and the owners sell the horse, and that's it. But those are the races I stay away from. So I want to bet allowance races and stake races. That's it. Or special maiden special weights. Because those are good horses that you're looking. They're going to be up and coming horses. They know they got some good potential. So you got to pick
better quality horses, better chance that they're not some crazy horse that's not that you don't know what's going to happen. That's basically if you sat next to us, Teece, and we with the racing form and we pointed out stuff to you, you'd be able to pick it up.
Yeah,
but you have to sit next to somebody. You can't just go by, right, Doc? You sit with the racing form.
Yeah, I got to give Guillermo a shout out because when our guy Sharpie, he didn't know much about horses, and I guess when they did that California trip, G sat down with him and Sharpie gave him props. I said, hey, Sharpie showed me, or G showed me, explained, and Sharpie, picked it up.
That's good.
Not that you're going to become an expert handicapper, but at least when you sit down at the track, you can kind of follow along. Like I said, there's so many variations of bets you can make. Just focus on the win bets. That's it.
I wish I knew that in San Antonio. I would have sat right next to G, because everybody I asked was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's all right.
Now, next time we go on one of our trips, Teece,
that guy right there. That guy right there at the bottom. He said, I don't know what I'm doing.
You got your car back, buddy?
Got the car back, man. That's a wonderful thing. I got the car back. Can y'all hear me?
I got to use the
Yeah, we hear you. Teece, I was just going to... Go ahead, buddy.
No, I was going to say, you should have seen Teece in Texas. He was trying to struggle to figure out what to bet. He's, one of those good old sports bettors, try to do horsing, and they take the same ideology into that. And he's like, oh, yeah, man, I want to put 50 on this here and there. I'm like, hold down, Teece. Let's think about this.
You better go to the $2 winner.
Exactly.
Let's think about this for a second, Teece. $50? Why? Why you want to do this?
Yeah.
That's funny. So you got your car back. It's all right. It made it. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It passed with flying colors. On the
what happened? You broke down on the side of the road or something?
No. I got the little new Kia, so it has a little maintenance warranty. So every 3,000 miles, you gotta take it in. But I think they just trying to stiff me and wait, because every time I have to get my paperwork from the cashier, knowing good and well I pay for this service in my note.
Oh yeah, you already.
But they be like, oh, you gotta go to the cashier, and I be like, oh, they gonna come out with you gotta pay something.
Yeah. You
That's
gotta pay
funny.
somebody's salary for the day when you go to deal.
But luckily the car is just too new right now, and they can't get me right now. I'm getting the free oil change. It seems about every month or so.
Yeah. That's all the Vegas trips back and forth.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for some more of those.
Yeah.
Hey, we're still all going the first week of August, right?
August, yeah, the first week, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll be there.
And I heard
How you been, Ragoo?
Huh?
How you been, Ragoo?
I'm good, man. It's
I
been
see
a
you
minute. No, not too long of a minute, but it's been a minute. Yeah. So we got, we're getting ready for, in another month we'll be kicking college football around.
You know it. I see you made it over to the man on Jimmy's show for MLB, huh?
What's that now?
You're the man on Jimmy's show for MLB. What days are you?
Well, it's like on a Thursday, probably like every other Thursday, because they got a bunch of MLB cappers. So yeah, this is my first year doing MLB with him. Just trying to. And I knew I'm usually a slow starter, anyways. But yeah, I had a good day yesterday, and today not so good so far.
5-0 today, WNBA. 5-0 so far.
5-0.
There you go. Y'all make sure y'all give Teece a follow. Make sure you check in with him every day for his show. And make sure you look out for the picks, the hot, early, fresh morning picks right here on Who-Bangin Sports, man. Because my guy Teece, he been on a tear.
I got Jimmy, knock on wood, 4-0 on Jimmy's show. Hoping to be 5-0 by the end of the day.
There you go.
I'm going for Dutch's ROI on betting with the bag.
You want to take down Dutch's ROI, huh?
Yes, sir. I told Jimmy that. I said, I'm going for Dutch's ROI.
And that's a peculiar thing that I noticed about Teece from working with Teece in these past 2 months real heavy is he's a peculiar guy about setting goals. Like a lot of us, we don't really have, the goal is to win each day, of course, but we don't set, you put it up there and Teece is ready to come snatch it down. But it's only right because the main way that I met Teece was he kept winning my MLB contests. I kept sending them trophies.
Yeah, well, you got to have goals, right?
I want everything I can't have. Anything I can't have, I want.
Wow. Maybe that's one to think of, Dom, for one of these shows is how sports bettors feel about and y'all out there in the chat. How do y'all feel about setting goals in sports betting? Because me myself, if I do set goals in sports betting, it may be to acquire knowledge about something or to run through, some type of bet system or something that those type of things I'll set out to do and complete. But I like, I'm in there for the long term, so I don't like to have too much smoke around me while I'm betting. I just want to chill. I'll win in peace.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the thing is, I mean, my looks is here's my first thing is capping is like, to win, right? We always we don't cap to lose, we cap to win, but you can't force a play. That's my number one rule. Like if I don't see nothing that appeals, or the card looks bad, or say you got 12 games today, I'm on 2 games and really like one. Guess what? It's only 1 game today. But like the other day, I like 9 games or whatever it was. So I was like, hey, 9, 10 games. Let's fire away.
I got you.
Tuesday, man, you killed it Tuesday.
Yeah. That was yesterday. Yesterday. We were on the nightcap.
Cab. Thursday. That's right. Yesterday.
Yeah.
My bad. Cab said to me, he said, "What do I do, man, if I don't like anything?" I was like, "Bro, the best thing you can do is just break the game down and say, this is why I don't like this. This is why I like this. And I really can't recommend a play." Dude, people are going to respect you more. Instead of you forcing a play and giving them a loser, they'll respect you more by saying, I really don't have a play on this, man. I have my points on this team, my points on this team, and I really can't say who's going to, I don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah, so
hey, I got a good gem for that one right there, Teece. So I really don't usually give up these ancient Chinese secrets that I have, but for people that's online talent, that's giving out picks or capping online, or have an online presence with it, and when it comes down to stuff like that, not knowing what the cap for the day, or not really feeling the card, go watch my man Teddy Covers, man. He'll teach you a lot on what to say and do, and not when you really just don't have no action. Just being an honest guy and not trying to go into something that you are forcing yourself to make a play on something because they're asking you about it. I mean, the guy used to go over the whole card with Jimmy on the show, and he might have gave out 3 picks, if that, or maybe 3 picks, a couple leans. But there's ways about going to do it, and shout out to my guy Teddy, man. He's a smooth operator at that, man. I love that guy.
He is. And I would never I would never go on a show even on the show that I just started. We got next. Even there was a day where I didn't like anything, man. So I broke it down. I gave points on both sides, and the guys that were in that chat totally respected me for saying for letting them know I don't have a play on this. You know what I mean? Instead of forcing, nine times out of 10, your cappers on these YouTubes, they're gonna force a play and they're gonna give you a loser. I don't want you to lose. I want you to win. I care more about the people watching winning than I care about myself winning, to be honest with you. I know that's stupid, but I do.
Well, you know what?
You're not in it for the money, right? And you're in it for a little bit of the prestige. But at the same time, you got to treat them like you're your family, right? Because basically they are your family. They're your livelihood for your show to succeed. So you don't want to try to bamboozle them with some bunch of shit, and then they're not going to respect you, like you're saying. But by you being totally honest and upfront with them, and Jimmy always preaches, talking about, transparency on your numbers and all that stuff. Nothing's ever tried to hit, so they know and they respect you for that.
Ragoo, I look at this, man, and that's why I get so mad at myself, and I take it so hard when I post a loser, because I think of myself back when I was a younger gambler, and I'm tailing somebody's pick, and I'm putting my last bit of money on it, and it loses. You know what I mean? I think of that, and I think I'm giving my play to myself as a younger person, and that's why I get mad. When I lose, and I take it hard because of that.
Yeah, but the reality is you're not going to win them all anyway. So
no, you're not.
That I never did.
You've been doing this long enough, so the numbers for a successful guy is going to be in the 50s. When you hear claims in the 70s, you got to walk away and look the other way. I mean, you might get a 70% period.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say that. Right.
Yeah, you'll balance back to the other way. I had a 90%er yesterday. Am I going to hit 90% for every day this week? No, I might hit it once every 3 weeks, something like that. But then I might hit a friggin' 12% day. You know what I mean? It's all about.
You could be 70% for a couple months and not, right? And then all of a sudden not be. You know,
In all honesty,
that's how it goes.
if I go under 60% in WNBA in a season, I am so mad at myself. Because WNBA, I don't know, to me it's really easy to cap. And I think any person that's been a handicapper in any sport can cap WNBA and be successful. And do it
necessarily.
No, I kind of leaned to what Teece is saying because I've been reading into it a lot lately because of Teece. I've been following some stuff lately. And just for me, is the sheer fact that there's sometimes like 1 or 2 games to cap. You could just, you know what I'm saying? Like, just for that reason, I think it might be I don't think it's, listen, there ain't nothing easy about picking a win. I don't care if it's checkers, you know. But I just think it might be easier to cap as far as, you know, breaking whether you cap right or wrong is the other issue. But to cap, I think it's easier because a lot of, like, look, at tomorrow there's 1 game on. Today it's the full card. It's 5 games. Yeah. But as far as winning, no, man, it's hard to you know. I don't think it's easy to win. That's for sure.
But see, you have the knack for the WNBA, right? So you're very comfortable capping that. So
he's following it. He knows these kids from high school. He knows some of these names from high school. Some of these girls.
That's what I was going to touch on too. And me and Don, we talked about that in one of the shows we did. Is that you got to have that feeling, like you got to have a vibe on the sport, or you know, it may seem really easy to you, but you know, you can't just put me at table tennis or badminton and I just sit there. It can be easy cap as you want, but if you don't enjoy the sport, it's gonna be difficult for you. Like, I love football. I've tried to do CFL. I've put a few bets here, but I'm not able to stay on it like I should to be able to be successful at it. So something I do for the time being. And then plus it's right at the time when I'm studying college football. So
I got into it as well because there's 2 stars in the WNBA that I watched in high school in this area. Benija Laney for the Liberty and Elena Del Don. You know, I mean, I watched them in high school, and you know, so when it went into the WNBA, actually meeting up Rail, J Money introducing me to Rail. And seeing Rail cap WNBA, that's what got me into it back in 2018, and I've just been kind of hooked on it ever since.
Well, you took an interest in it. It's paying dividends.
That's a blast from the past of a name that right there you just mentioned. That's for sure.
Hey,
a little Don Ricci fact that you probably don't know is that I had season tickets at one time for the Liberty game because my daughter played ball from 4th grade all the way through high school. So when they were like in high school, junior high, they wanted to go to the Liberty games. Just started, you know, league just started. Teresa Weatherspoon and you know all those girls. So we used to go to the games on Sunday, and of course it was like $15-$20 too to go and get in the game, sit behind the. But anyhow, yeah, I have a little experience with the WNBA. I see those early, some great games. Yeah. I'll tell you, I always like the way they play more of like the college game, a team game, you know. It's not the one-on-one superstar NBA that I don't like, you know.
Well, they got 2 expansion teams. They're talking about bringing in 2 expansion teams. I really hope they get one in Philly. And they need to bring in expansion teams because there's girls that are really good that are resigned to playing overseas because they don't have they don't have a team here to play for. Right. There's a lot of people, a lot of chicks that don't play in the United States because there's not enough teams.
Sounds like you got a lobbying career ahead of you too.
So is there? He said you have a lobbying career.
Oh yeah.
You can go, you know.
Lobbying for the teams.
Hey, listen, are the stadiums getting attendance? So they getting people going to the games? So I know they go with MSG. Oh, not MSG. Oh, they don't play at MSG anymore. They play at the other stadium, right?
They play at Barclays now, but a lot of them play at smaller arenas like the Mystic. They'll play some games at the MCI Center or whatever it's called now, but they play the majority of their home games at a place called St. Elizabeth Center, which is probably like 10,000 seat arena or whatever. You know, they'll play like a college size arena.
They don't play inside the. They don't play inside the Mohegan Sun no more.
That's where Connecticut plays.
That's Connecticut.
Oh, that's right. That's Connecticut. Right. The Mystics, right?
Do they have TV contracts nationally?
I get mixed up with those names.
That's
Again?
where the big money is.
Yeah, exactly. We've been seeing more and more games on. I've been seeing more and more games here on like national broadcast. And, MSG Network has been carrying some more and more games.
That's what they're more
Hopefully, it gets more popular. The betting angle can't hurt, right?
CBS Sportsnet or CBS Sports, they've been carrying a couple games a week. ESPN2's been carrying a couple.
Yeah.
It's becoming more and more mainstream, and I'm liking that, man. Now, I think that's gonna do a lot for the lines. The lines are gonna start moving a hell of a lot more. Not like they already move a shitload already.
They move crazy, but they move because a lot of they don't get the big handles. So the bettors that are coming in are moving those lines pretty quick, right, Doc?
That's why I'm up till 4 a.m., man. I need to make sure I get that number before, because by the time I wake up, that line's gone.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't be a good WNBA bettor, man, because I, especially baseball, I don't try to grab those early lines. I know it sounds crazy, but I love games like, for instance, tonight the Mariners opened up like plus 102, 103, and now they're minus 110. But I took them at minus 103. I love that move. I might not have taken them at plus 103, but when they moved to minus 103, I love taking that bet. So sometimes for me, that early line isn't always the best, but then again, it goes back to I'm not betting $1,000 a game, so if I lose an extra $10 or $20 on a 10-cent, it doesn't really matter. As opposed to a guy who's playing the big, So my point is, I guess a guy bet big couldn't really bet like that, and I don't always. And in football, I try to get early lines, but in baseball, for some reason, I have a little bit of a knack of reading the lines, and it's been helping me. So, I don't know.
Vladdy doubled deep. Vladdy doubled deep to left field, man. There was my home run. Come on, man.
That's home run props for you. That's home run props for you. But so DJ, we've been on for an hour and a half. Time to bounce out.
It's all good, man. I was happy I could come back and hop back in and get some of the love, man. Get some of the love.
My bad. I thought we were going on a little bit later, and I got home. I said, "Oh shit, they're already on. Let me jump on real quick." So.
Yeah, we started at 8 o'clock, and we try to be done before those other guys start. But tomorrow we'll be looking for Big Ragoo and with Jimmy the Bag doing the Belmont Stakes extravaganza. It's always a fun time with those guys. They love their horses.
It's a long day. I think last time they were on for like 11 hours.
Yeah, I think so. We did it a couple times, Joe, when COVID first started, and we started doing we were the first ones to do the horses, right? With Jimmy. Right. We were the first ones to do it. And there was nothing else to do.
We kind of kept everybody in the circles together when we were doing that.
As much as Jimmy caps all the games, and is a volume better, I guess he's considered. If he had the choice, he'd sit in the racetrack and bet horses every day and just do that. So he loves them, that's for sure. But we're gonna get out of here. Look for Big Ragoo tomorrow. Look for Teece on his WNBA picks on Pup Sports and on Who-Bangin. Look for me Sunday with Say Hey Plays on Pup Sports. And of course, at Who-Bangin. And that's it, guys. Have a great night. Anybody?
Peace, guys.
Peace.
Thank you all.